Go ahead and get started. So we'll start by making sure that our physical body is seated in an appropriate, serviceable posture for concentration. So we keep our feet flat and our back straight, hands in the lap, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching or resting on the knees. And then just scan from the head slowly down to the feet, allowing the body to relax into the posture. Any unnecessary tension to just relax away, while just at the same time maintaining an awareness that the body is not slouching or leaning. Then thinking about the mind, trying to reduce the mind's engagement with external objects, having a sense of gathering the energies of the mind, almost in a way imagining that they withdraw, they disentangle from the outside world and move inward. And the internal world becomes the only one that we are intending to pay attention to. We can start to use the physical sensation of the breath as a way of keeping our attention in the present, breathing naturally, and trying to attend to any sensations that naturally arise in the area around the nostrils. Letting go of whatever objects in the mind arise that are other than that intended object, returning again and again. and try to connect with a broad, virtuous motivation, realizing our interdependence and interrelatedness with all sentient beings, thinking of our spiritual lives as a vehicle for being of benefit to others. Try to include others in the reasoning for your efforts this morning. And I was thinking that continuing on with the four immeasurables was perhaps a bit more timely than the Lamrim for today. That's what I wanted to do. So we covered the first two. Now we'll cover the second two. So this third verse of this prayer is how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and its causes. The verse before that from last time focused on happiness. And this verse is focusing on freedom from suffering. So these two sides of the same coin, where in one way we think about developing love, where we want sentient beings to actually be installed in a state of happiness. On the other side, we develop compassion by understanding the varieties of ways in which beings suffer and wanting them to not experience that. So take a moment to look at the world as it is and think of the varieties of sufferings, the inner and outer sources and conditions. The sufferings that arise from deprivation, and also the sufferings that persist even in the face of abundance. A whole spectrum of inner conditions like anxiety and depression, to fear for one's life, from an oppressive government or a failed society, war. Just get in touch with what's true about our world and what people are facing. And if we can feel moved by their suffering, then we think, may they be free from suffering and its causes. But not only that, I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. I won't wait for someone else to do it. I won't just think of it as a useful thing. I myself will put an end to the suffering of sentient beings. Try to generate that courageous attitude. And again, you can think of it as a prayer or supplication and think, please, Guru Buddha, bless me to be able to accomplish this practice. Try to make a heartfelt request to enlightened mind, enlightened energy. In the next verse, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. So we can think that all of the problems experienced internally and expressed externally are the result of the disturbing emotions empowered by fundamental ignorance of the nature of reality. So we're specifically trying to wish for all sentient beings to be installed in a state beyond suffering, to have the necessary conditions through higher rebirth, and then ultimately to achieve their own enlightenment, to be free of every type of outer and inner hindrance. So again, try to connect with the benefits of that and seeing it as this extraordinary benefit. On the basis of seeing those benefits, again, think, may they never be separated from these conditions, higher rebirth and ultimately enlightenment. But then again, I myself will cause them to never be separated from these. I will take responsibility in bringing this about. Even by myself alone, I will cause this to happen for all sentient beings without exception. Try to dwell in that brave attitude. Again, you can think of it as a supplication and think, please, Guru Buddha, bless me to be able to accomplish this essential practice. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are extremely pleased with your efforts, and that they spontaneously rain down their blessings and inspiration like nectar, transforming you into someone capable of achieving these practices. And then, when you're ready, we'll come back together. Then we'll dedicate to recollect your motivation, the positive energy of your efforts, and feel a sense of releasing, letting go, thinking may it serve as a cause to heal the divisions in the world, to unite, to pacify, to provide whatever conditions sentient beings need for their own spiritual growth and development. And may it serve as a cause for my own enlightenment in order to work more perfectly for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. May the supreme thought of bodhicitta that has not arisen rise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. In the snowy mountain paradise, you, source of good and happiness, all powerful, Shinrezi Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Thank you.